Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting and this is my cheap trial camera video review. Let's go!
I'm not sure why I called it a trial camera rather than a trail camera. I just want to say that the second half of this video is going to be absolutely filled with loads of footage directly from the camera with the audio as well, so you can get a really good idea of what the quality's like. And that's going to be indoors, outdoors, daytime, nighttime footage. But before that, let's actually look at the device itself and some of the features. So this is the listing that I got it from on Amazon. There's loads of very similar devices like this, I'm sure you're aware. I want to say that I bought this with my own money. At the time it was on sale, which these things often seem to be, for just under £40 at the time. And so I've bought it with my own money. This is in no way a sponsored video, although I will leave Amazon associate links in the description so that you can find this. If you buy through those Amazon associate links, then I will get a commission, which is a great way to help out these videos if you're interested in something like this anyway. So that's my disclaimer out of the way. Let's dive in and have a closer look at the device before we get stuck into the footage that it's actually capable of recording. So you can see that really it is quite a compact device, despite the fact it's got that hinged design, which means you can of course have it strapped up to a tree or mounted properly with the mounting kit that comes with it, and then still go up to it, use the hinge to open it up, see a screen there and then with all the buttons to navigate through the options to review the footage or change the settings, and of course also remove the micro SD card, which obviously allows you to then transfer the data over to somewhere else like a PC or a phone. It's got 8 batteries in it at the moment, so it's quite heavy. However, it does say it'll operate with just 4 AA batteries. So, well, I'll let you choose on that one. I went for the full 8, and it was a shock to the system to have to buy those in the modern age, I'll be honest. So you can see on screen now that you can use the device itself to review the footage, and also obviously use that then to check that you're recording the rough area that you want to record. Now there are loads and loads of settings, so you've obviously got the video quality, which I want to talk about in a second, and the photo resolution, things like that, but you've also got options like, do you want it to just record video, or do you want it to do video and photos, or just take photos? Do you want it to do motion sensing? Do you want it to be doing time-lapse photos or time-lapse videos? So there's loads of options of how you can use it, as well as options for setting it to only operate between certain hours of the day, for example. So if you're, say, putting this up somewhere that you want to monitor overnight, but during the daytime you're going to be passing through the area a lot, so you don't want loads of useless footage piling up of you going about your day, you can set it to only operate after a certain time of the evening, for example. So I thought that was really good personally. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that, and as you can see again here, well, it's attached to the tree because of the hinge. You can still use it and do all of those options and customizations. Although at that particular moment, I had just realised that I did not have a memory card in it. I couldn't believe it. I'd left the memory card still plugged into my computer. So let's talk about the image quality. There's a few things to say here, but I'll say this. Overall, I am very pleased. And certainly with the night vision footage, I am very, very pleased, and I would indeed recommend this camera. And you can see some of those indoor shots are nigh on perfect as far as I'm concerned. You can see this, I'm filming upwards with a very bright sky behind me, and it's not done too badly with the contrast. Here indoors with the night vision on, I mean, that's absolutely perfect. That's as good as I would ever expect. But there is some trial and error with the night vision, especially. You can see in certain shots it's simply just not designed to really work like that. So you can see here in the foreground with nothing in the background for the infrared to otherwise illuminate, I'm completely washed out and no details of me are visible. Whereas as I walk more into the medium range and the intensity of the light or infrared is not so strong, I become far more identifiable and far more defined and detailed as an object on the screen. But that's just down to trial and error. I'll also say that in a shot like this, I was slightly disappointed, but also sort of understood. I was in direct, really bright sunlight, and so I was extremely washed out. However, I don't feel that that's entirely representative of the camera quality. Now, something I will say here, I have not been able to get it to actually record in 4K, only 1440p, and I've put it to 4K resolution in the settings, but this is what it actually says on the files when I look at them on my laptop. I'm not going to rule out that that's purely down to user error and I'm simply not understanding something about how to get it to record in 4K. I'll also say it might be a memory card speed issue. I simply do not know. It's just something I'm going to say as a side note, but I'll also say I don't feel particularly shortchanged. I'm still keeping this device and going to use it as I intended to. And as I say, this isn't sponsored, so I have bought this myself outright, so I could get a refund if I wanted, but I'm very happy with this overall purchase. Just a few still images that it took here. So again, just like the video with the night vision, once you've got it in that sweet spot and figured out the settings, it's brilliant, but you do get some very washed out images up close if you haven't got it figured out properly. But ultimately, that's down to individual uses and individual environments and setups. I'm going to leave you now with a load of clips of all sorts of different environments and uses so that you can judge for yourself what you think of the image quality. Something I will say, if you've done any video editing, you could make some of these clips look a lot better with a little bit of tweaking, but I've left them in with no editing of that kind whatsoever, so you can see the actual raw images. And if I had to give my own personal final conclusion, I am very pleased with it. I will definitely be keeping it and definitely taking it out on some of my wild and stealth camping adventures to watch over my campsite at night. Hopefully we'll catch more wildlife than we do human intruders into the campsite, like happened on one of my recent trips. Check out my other videos for loads of wild camping and stuff. But right now, my friends, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all of my PayPal supporters, YouTube channel members, Facebook subscribers and so on. It really means a lot to me to have anybody at all paying any attention to me. Loads of links in the description. I will see you around very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day. And of course, my friends, farewell.
Camera. Oh, I've got to go anyway. I've got to get out of here. Oh, it's looking at me. Oh, the camera's looking at me. Oh, which way? Which way? How do I get out of here? Oh, it's so dark. And I'm under the trees. Typical. The one time I'm properly on camera and I forgot my hat. No, must just be a tree in the way. Hello there. I'd say there's about 5 to 6 feet between me and the actual lens, so this is as close up as I'd really want to observe something if I was... Whoa! Don't know if you saw that. Whoa! So, we have got acorns landing left, right and centre down here. So I'm just going to talk to you and hope that I am in shot. This I would say is maybe about 8 feet away